Hello, my friends, family, esteemed colleagues. I received a mail from a friend of mine, Peter, who sent me a video that talks about tinnitus, but tinnitus that develops in people after they have been poked. So now these farm companies are trying to wash their hands of it and say, well, it's not from this. This is very, very safe. This jab is very, very safe for virus. It's just not safe for us. Well, let's check. What causes tinnitus? Buzzing in the ear. Most of the time, injury. What happens in injury? Swelling. When else do you have tinnitus? When you are medicated with some drugs which are highly toxic, like antibiotics, diuretics, and sometimes even antihistaminics. Now, all these drugs can cause inflammation. Why? Because I have mentioned that inflammation is forced hydration process. So for this to happen, the cells have to be acidic, dehydrated. Now, or you have to have some kind of external injury. Because inflammation is followed also with the immune process. For example, you get injured, you have a wound. Immediately what happens? Blood vessels constrict because they don't want garbage from outside to penetrate. And so when vein constricts, it's not going to absorb. And when artery constricts, then it builds up back pressure that increases, and then it still shoots out. So it still pumps blood there, but it cannot come out. So you bleed more. So instead of absorbing the external dirt, you are bleeding it out. You are pushing it out. What constricts the vessels is vasopressin, histamines that body creates. Now, what is one of the strongest and fastest acting anti-inflammatory drug? Steroid. Why? Well, I have explained. When the body is in position to fight for life, then we call it stress, highly stressed situation, then body is not interested in dealing with cleansing and reparations and bogus protections. It fights for life. So basically, all it is interested is in energy to be pushed first in the brain to find a quick solution, and then muscles to execute it. And any kind of inflammation would be contraindicatory. If you have a problem with your knee, arthritic knee. Now it's swollen. Why it's swollen? Because it is in a process of reparation, forced hydration. When it swells, it expands, it loses mobility. Well, also the enlarged tissue creates pressure on sensory nerve, so it's painful. Now this all would be very, very contradictory in a stress situation. Your life is in danger. Who cares about the knee? It's life. So when body produces stress hormone, basically to completely cuts down any reparation system in the body. So it deflames it. Pain goes away. Because now the only interest is to get out of this predicament. So after people have been touched with a health wand against the boogie, then they developed, many people develop buzz in their ear, both or one. Now doctor says, no, it's not from this. This has nothing to do with it. But they know very well that if you put toxic elements into the body, you are going to have inflammation going on. Your body is going to try to reject it. The more you are toxic on a cellular level, the more you are dehydrated on a cellular level, the stronger inflammation you are going to have and stronger symptoms you are going to have. So if antibiotic does it, if diuretic can trigger it because already you are toxic. It's not because you have a healthy, everything fine, so you have now diuretic and antibiotic and now you have all of a sudden you have buzz in your ear. No, you are already toxic and now you need something to spill the coffee. And this little additional toxicity, bingo. So now, yeah, some people drink coffee and they have it. Some people eat garlic and they get it. But they don't relate it to this because, no, this is healthy stuff. So now, doctors are aware of this. And now they're saying, no, but this health medication has nothing to do with this. And they know very well this health medication is nothing more than a bunch of toxic garbage that is being pushed directly into the body. So, any doctor claiming that is not sure, maybe it cannot be proven, he is either lying or he is a moron. Now they can pick and choose which one they want to be. There is no third. You are either moron or you're in on it. You are a liar. Now they say, well, some people who received it, they say, if asked, well, I still would receive it, but I would like to be told earlier so then I can go and ask for help. So you are going to executioner to hit you and now you are going to beg to him to kind of hit you less. Well, what are you expecting to get? Remember, doctors don't know anything else but poisoning, because this is what we are told in medical school. Every medication is a poison. What we are not told, that every disease is a symptom of poisoned body, of toxic blood, toxic cells, and detox of toxic blood. That's what diseases are. That's what symptoms of diseases are. Tinnitus is also a symptom of toxic body. And then people say, well, doctors say, oh, we can cure it, come on, we'll cure it. What they use? Steroids to deflame the body. Of course, they don't do anything local. It's all into the blood. So basically, they poison the whole body to kind of deflame air. Pure nonsense. Many toxic people on cellular level, they notice that when they are catching cold and they are getting congested, they either cannot hear or buzzing starts. Well, they're getting congested, they're getting filled with mucus, plus toxic cellular tissue that starts inflaming, and this is the problem. So there is no mystery in this. And if you see the doctor, and if you have this problem, and if you have received your medication, and doctor tells you, well, this has nothing to do with that, well, you know that you are talking to moron or the one who is corrupt up to there. Unfortunately, most of doctors are one of those two. Most of them. So, be careful. Can you help yourself? Number one, don't go for your medication, because you don't want to protect the virus, and this is what you get. At least they say it's 100% virus effective. It's just body doesn't like it. So don't do it. Now, if you have already made a mistake, cleanse out. Hydrate so you can detox. The only way you can properly detox is by raising plasma levels of your blood, which means water and minerals. You gotta raise it. And the best way to do it is with sea salt or sea water. Sea plasma, dilute seawater 3:1, or even more, but drink a lot of it. Or use not refined, not iodized sea salt, and mix it with water. 1 teaspoon per 1 liter, or 1 quart of gallon. And drink plenty of it. You want to achieve diarrhea, and you want to maintain the diarrhea because colon is your biggest detox valve. And you want to run it. And yes, you're going to have a lot of symptoms because more toxic you are for a longer period of time, more toxicity accumulates because it's a cumulative problem, and you'll have more detox symptoms. So especially if you had already some chronic manifestation of it, like rheumatism, like arthritis, like celiac disease or any kind of a chronic problem, then you know that you are highly toxic for a long time. And detox is going to be more problematical, more painful, with more symptoms. But every symptom that occurs is good symptom of actual cleansing. Only we are miseducated, we are indoctrinated with explanation that every time you got diarrhea, it's a disease. Every time you vomit, it's a disease. Every time you got a fever, it's a disease. Every time you got a stomach pain or intestinal pain, it's a disease. No, it's not so. Those are all symptoms of body's attempts to heal itself. And most of these pains come because of local inflammations, local inflammatory processes. Inflammation expands the tissue, creates a pressure of sensory nerve, and this is where the pain comes from. This is why most commonly used medicines are anti-inflammatories and analgesics against the pain, just to cut the pain. So you don't know that you are sick. You don't know that you have a problem. Because no, you are not sick. You are just toxic. So, for anyone out there that have received this thing and they have a problem with hearing, cleanse. Yes, you can use steroids for this to go away, but you are basically poisoning yourself. And things are going to pop up in different places. So why not to go straight up for cleansing? Start drinking plasma and go through a cleansing detox. You will greatly benefit from it. Thank you for listening. Till next time, love you all.